Hi Freddy, how you doing?
Hi.
Here at the New Gen Audio booth, where you've been updating some of your tools for NAMM, right?
Yes, we've just announced an update this week for SEQ-S, which is our linear phase EQ. SEQ-S has this direct draw interface which allows you to hand draw your EQ curves so you can get these really nice looking smooth curves. It also has a match EQ functionality which allows you to record a snapshot of whatever piece of audio you're working on, followed by a snapshot of a piece of reference audio. It then calculates the difference between those and creates an EQ curve to compensate for those differences. So you can use that, for example, if you've been recording some vocals, maybe you've had a couple of takes which you had to use a different microphone, maybe the original microphone wasn't available, or perhaps you've had to use a different room. Your vocals might have a slightly different frequency response, and if you're comping those takes together, you could use the match EQ to compensate for those differences and to kind of get them sounding exactly the same with the exact same frequency
How
response.
many points? Because are there unlimited points, or is there
There aren't unlimited points. There's a fixed number, and someone already asked me today how many it is, and I can't remember. We could stand here and count it, but that might not be a good use of anyone's time.
I reckon that could be 128 possibly.
Something like that. I mean, it varies depending on which setting you're on, so you have like
okay.
third, sixth, chromatic, and so on. But yeah, it's a lot. It's plenty, I would say. So as well as the match EQ, you can invert that, and when that happens, what that does is you can create kind of perfect EQ space. So say, for example, if you've got a vocal that's not poking through the guitar, you can analyze both of those tracks and use the invert function
so like
to create
almost like
that.
masking, so you can
Yes,
you can
exactly.
see what the whole, yeah, okay, that makes
On
sense.
top of that, we have the Morphe Cue, which allows you to set up an A curve and a B curve, and you can transition between those, so you can either loop that or you can have it as a one-shot thing. That's really useful. You can use that, I mean, for music or post-production. In post-production, for example, you might be editing some dialogue. You've got a section where your characters are moving from one space into another. Those two spaces are presumably going to have a slightly different sound.
Yeah.
You might want to accentuate that using a Morphe Cue, so it's kind of a gradual fade from one EQ state to another.
Can you just automate the fader so you can put a custom amount over
yeah,
time?
so that can be automated to the timeline, and it can be set to either a BPM or seconds in terms of the speed. So that's the Morphe Cue. As well as that, we have 3 EQ curves that you can access at any time that are assignable to different channels. So I could assign one of these to left and right, one to mid and side, and set up a different curve for each of those 3. So it's really flexible. The new things that we've added in are the fact that, well, first of all, this now has a resizable interface.
Right, okay.
So you can make it as big as you want or as small as you
pretty.
want. Or if you're the sort of person who uses like 20 plugins at once, you can also make it tiny. So that's the resizable interface. As well as that, for the match EQ, which I talked about earlier, we've increased the snapshot length, so you can now record 90 seconds. I think it was previously 5 seconds.
Averaging
so you get like a much more accurate average of what's going on there. So this is a free update for anyone who already owns SEQ-S. On top of that, I think we are doing a discount for any new customers. So for the full surround version, I think I want to say $149, and for the stereo version, I think it's $99. It's there or thereabouts. You can look online, find out how much that is.
And what formats? It runs in all the usual formats?
So this is available in AAX, VST3, and AU.
Great, and I guess you've got newgenaudio.com?
Yes, newgenaudio.com. You can try a free demo, 15 days, and that's about it. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Freddie.
Cheers.